The sun had just begun its slow climb over the Pride Lands, painting the sky in soft streaks of peach, gold, and rose. The savannah glowed with morning warmth, and the grasses shimmered like waves rolling toward the far horizon. Everything felt peaceful, calm, and full of promise. The kind of morning where even the breeze seemed to smile. Bunga popped out of his sleeping hollow with his usual burst of unstoppable energy, stretching his arms wide as he yawned loudly. Zuka Zama, what a beautiful day to be the bravest honey badger in the Pride Lands, he declared, puffing out his chest. He twirled once, then twice, then somersaulted straight into a small bush because he wasn't watching where he was going. Kion laughed from a nearby rock. Morning, Bunga. Looks like your balance woke up before your eyes. Bunga scrambled out of the bush, shaking off leaves. Balance eyes, same thing. The safest place in the Pride Lands is anywhere I am. Because I'm brave. Super brave. Bravest there ever was. You're sure about that? Fuli teased as she ran circles around him, her tail flicking playfully. Because you don't look very brave with twigs in your fur. I wasn't scared, Bunga declared. I was surprised. Totally different. Ono swooped down beside them. Well, surprised or not, we've got patrol today. The herds have been reporting strange noises near the northern cliffs. Beshte appeared behind them, smiling his warm, gentle smile. Sounds like we better check it out. The northern cliffs can get dangerous. Danger doesn't scare me, Bunga said proudly. I'm Bunga the Brave, Kion nodded. Good, then let's go make sure the Pride Lands stay safe. Lion Guard, let's go. The group finished together. The savannah was cool and hushed as they moved across it, the sun lifting higher with each step. Birds chattered in the trees. The ground smelled of dew and dust. It all felt normal until they reached the base of the northern cliffs. Ono narrowed his eyes. I don't see anything unusual from up here. But I definitely hear something. What does it sound like? Kion asked. Ono listened again. Like rumbling, echoing, maybe rocks shifting. Beshte frowned. That could mean a rock slide. Fuli flicked her ear. Or a predator hiding. Bunga stepped forward, fearless as ever. Or it could be nothing. Let me handle it. I'm good with caves and cliffs and scary sounds. Kion hesitated. Bunga, we should check together. Bet Bunga was already halfway up the rocky slope, climbing with the confidence of someone who had never doubted his bravery for even a single moment. He hopped from ledge to ledge, humming loudly. Be careful, Kion called. I'm always careful. Bunga shouted back right before a chunk of rock crumbled beneath his foot. He froze, eyes widening. Below him the ground rumbled. Everyone felt it. The cliffs shuddered like a giant had just placed its hand against the stone. Bunga, move, Kion yelled. Bunga tried to scramble upward, but another tremor hit. The ledge cracked. For the first time, a real sharp fear flashed across Bunga's face. Then the rock beneath him gave way. Aha! Kion, Bunga yelled as he slipped. Beshte surged forward instantly. I've got you. Dust filled the air, rocks tumbled, and Bunga skidded down, clawing frantically at the stone. Just before he hit the ground, Beshte stretched out his wide back like a cushion. Bunga landed with a soft oof. The rock slide ended quickly. The dust settled. Bunga, are you okay? Fuli asked, racing to him. He sat up slowly, trembling even though he tried to hide it. I think so. Kion rushed to him. That was close. Too close. Bunga forced a laugh. Hey, nothing I couldn't handle. But his tail shook. His voice shook. And when a small rock tumbled nearby, he jumped so hard he nearly fell off Beshte's back. Everyone saw it. Bunga was scared. Let's go somewhere safe, Kion said softly. They walked back to a flat clearing near the river. The air felt warm again, but Bunga didn't. He kept glancing over his shoulder. He stuck close to Beshte. He didn't joke, didn't sing, didn't brag. It was strange. Fuli nudged him lightly. You sure you're okay? You're not acting like yourself. I'm fine, Bunga snapped quicker and sharper than he meant to. Ono cleared his throat. Well, since Bunga's shaken, maybe we should rest a bit. Shaken, Bunga repeated me. No way. I'm the bravest. But when a flock of hornbills suddenly flew overhead, making a loud flapping noise. Bunga dove under Beshte's belly with a squeak. Everyone stared. Even Bunga looked shocked at himself. I wasn't scared, he insisted, crawling out. I was stretching under Beshte, Fuli said dryly. Yup, she lifted a brow. While squeaking, yes, Bunga, Kion said gently, you don't have to pretend. That rock slide scared you. Bunga crossed his arms and turned away. I'm not scared. I can't be scared. I'm Bunga the Brave. Brave guys don't get scared. Everyone gets scared, Kion said. Not me. Ono flapped his wings softly. Even I get scared sometimes. Beshte smiled kindly. Yeah, me too. Fuli shrugged. Fear is normal, Bunga. He refused to look at them. Not for me. I can't do my job if I'm scared. What if someone needs me? What if I freeze? What if I mess up again? Kion walked closer. You didn't mess up. The rocks shifted. Bunga didn't answer. He quietly backed away from the group. Kion watched him, worried. We need to help him. He won't accept help until he accepts he's scared, Fuli said. And right now, he's pretending he's not. Beshte sighed. Poor Bunga for the rest of the day. Bunga followed behind instead of leading the charge. When they crossed tall grass, he kept jumping at every rustle thing. When they passed the watering hole, he panicked at a splash from a harmless fish. And each time he flinched, he grew more frustrated with himself. By evening, the guard gathered near Pride Rock, but Bunga stayed far away, sitting on a lone boulder. He hugged his knees to his chest, watching the sun dip behind the trees. Kion approached slowly. Can I sit with you? Bunga shrugged. If you want, Kion sat beside him. For a moment, neither spoke. Finally, Kion said, You know, when I was little, I used to think being brave meant I couldn't ever be scared. I thought fear was weakness. Bunga glanced at him. But you're never scared. Kion laughed softly. That's not true. I get scared a lot. Really? Yeah, leading the guard, making decisions, facing danger. Sometimes I worry I'll do something wrong. Sometimes I worry I won't protect everyone. But you always do, Bunga said, because I feel fear and choose to face things anyway. That's courage, Bunga, not the absence of fear, but moving forward despite it. Bunga looked down. I don't think I can do that. Not anymore, Vor. What makes you think so? I froze today, Bunga whispered. I never freeze. I always jump in. But today, I couldn't. I was stuck. And when I fell, when I looked down, everything inside me stopped. Like the bravest part of me broke. Kion shook his head gently. It didn't break. It just got scared. And when something scares us badly, it stays with us for a while. That's normal. Bunga bit his lip. But what if it never goes away? It will, but you have to face it. Bunga's eyes widened. Face the cliffs. Are you crazy? Kion smiled softly. Not alone. With me, Bunga hugged himself tighter. Kion, I don't know if I can. You don't have to do it today. But when you're ready, the guard and I will be right there with you. Bunga breathed shakily. What if the rocks fall again? Then I'll roar, and nothing falls when I roar. Bunga managed a small smile. Night settled over the Pride Lands, and stars filled the sky. The guard slept peacefully, but Bunga tossed and turned. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the cliff crumbling again. He heard the rumble, felt himself falling. He sat up, panting softly. He hated this feeling. He hated being scared. He paced back and forth, muttering, Come on, Bunga, you're brave. You can do this. You're brave, right? Right. But the fear didn't leave. At dawn, he dragged himself to the watering hole to splash his face. He didn't notice Kion following from a distance. When Bunga saw his reflection ripple in the water, he whispered, What if I'm not brave anymore? You are, Kion said behind him. Bunga turned. Kion approached with a gentle smile. Ready to try? Bunga swallowed. I guess I have to. Otherwise this fear will keep chasing me. Kion placed a paw on his shoulder. Then let's face it together. The guard gathered, all supportive, all patient. They walked with Bunga back to the northern cliffs. The morning light made the stones glow warm and orange. Birds sang in the trees nearby. Everything felt calm again. But Bunga's heart pounded. Steps grew hesitant. Sweat formed on his forehead. He took one step toward the cliff, then another, then froze halfway. Fuli nudged him. Slow is fine. Just keep going. Ono watched carefully from above. No rock movement today. You're safe. Beshte stood behind him like a living wall of support. I'm right here, buddy. Kion walked beside him. You're not alone. Bunga shakily reached the base of the cliff. His breath trembled. Okay, he whispered. Just touch the rock. Easy. He stretched out one paw and touched the stone. Nothing happened, but his knees still shook. He took a step back, breathing fast. It's okay, Kion said. Fear isn't something you defeat in one moment. It takes time. Bunga closed his eyes. I want to do more. I want to climb again, you. Only if you're ready, Kion reminded. I think I am. With trembling paws, he climbed onto the first ledge. His claws scraped. His breath hitched. But he didn't stop. He rose to the second ledge. Then the third. A small pebble fell. Bunga froze, terror gripping him again. But Kion called up. Look at us, not the rocks. Beshte waved. You're doing great. Ono gave a thumbs up with his wing. Almost there. Fuli shouted. You've got this, Bunga. Bunga looked down at his friends, his family. Their smiles steadied him. He turned and climbed the rest of the way, slowly, carefully, until he reached the very ledge he had fallen from. He stood there, panting, heart racing, but he did not fall. He looked down. The view was dizzying, terrifying, but somehow beautiful. Kion climbed up beside him. You did it! Bunga blinked hard, tears forming. I'm scared, Kion. Kion nodded. Me too. Bunga laughed through the tears. Really? Really? Then why do we do this? Kion smiled. Because being brave doesn't mean not being scared. It means standing on this ledge anyway. Bunga breathed deeply. Mint. Wind brushed through his fur. Slowly, the fear loosened its grip. Hey, he whispered. I feel brave again. Kion nudged him. That's because you are. Bunga grinned. Zukazama. I actually did it. Lion Guard, let's go. Bunga shouted from the top, proud and fearless again. The guard cheered below, and from that day on, whenever fear crept into Bunga's heart, he remembered the lesson he learned on the cliffs. True courage isn't about never being scared, it's about facing fear, one shaky step at a time until bravery finds you again. And he did. Every single time.